favourite in a new role. It's Belita, Pathy Monogram's English-born skating star. Prefers the water to the ice this time. But she seems to skim the water just as gracefully on those skis as she does the ice on her magic skates. Versatility is one of Belita's strong suits. She's a fine ballet dancer, of course, and lately has proved on the films that she can act as well. Belita's next film is the $1 million King Brothers production Suspense, and soon she's starting work on a film in Britain.
Grace and charm come to London town as the finalists in a nationwide search to find Britain's most happy-go-lucky girls parade for the final judging. A girl from Birmingham, girls from Brighton, Manchester, Barry, Southampton, Bristol, Maidenhead, and of course, good old Battersea. For cartoonist Arthur Ferrier, it's just another line in art. But what a line, brother, and what an art. The blonde is Pamela Downs of Manchester. Number 6 is Christine Fuller of Whitley Bay. It's a parade of such loveliness that they had to put 5 women on the judges' bench to keep the men in hand. But it's a serious decision they've got to make. For ahead of the chosen 8 lies a course in deportment, followed by a contract in London's festival show, London Melody. Anxious moments for friends and mothers there to see fair play. And now the first of the lucky 8, Pauline Andress of Brighton, with Belita, the Empress Ice Show star, there to congratulate. Here is blonde Pamela Downs again. She collects postage stamps. Once she makes her imprint behind the footlights, let's hope she'll stick to the theatre. We wish good luck to the lovely bunch. They're all happy-go-lovely English girls, naturals for the stage.
At skating star Belita's celebrity-studded birthday party, the guests are provided with skates, for this is a party on ice. Voted one of the craziest events of the year, most of the guests are flat out from the start, and it isn't the champagne that's responsible. Among those present from stage, radio and films, yes, it's Frankie Howard, showing a couple of his fans the secret of those intricate steps. How's this for service? And from the 29-year-old ice ballerina herself. That trifle looks good. Tastes good, too. Terry Thomas's cigarette holder helps a talented twosome to get that degree of balance which stamps the experts. The party is really going with a swing now, and none of the guests is in danger of freezing to death. Recognize Bobby Howes? Mr. Howard and his opponents seem to be getting nowhere in a hurry, so can you blame them for staging this sit-down strike?
Take a look at this.
The film is Suspense, made in 1947. The skater is Belita, born Gladys Jepson Turner. In her Hollywood heyday, she was a rival to the great Sonja Henie. Today, she lives in a cottage in Fulham in London with her husband, actor Jimmy Berwick. 7 years ago, they came home from America, where she'd been close to death from cancer, her life saved by major surgery. They opened the Crabtree Gardens nursery behind their cottage, knowing very little about either plants or gardens.
Have you become quite proficient in the gardening department?
I'm very proficient now. I can tell one plant from another now. Amazing.
You were very proficient as a child dancer. Was that a good childhood to start at an early age of 2?
Well, far as I'm concerned, yes. I don't believe that you can really go into the dancing business or the athletic business much older than 4.
At 11 and a half, you were chosen to represent Britain in the Berlin Olympics. What are your recollections of the Olympics itself?
Terror. Sheer terror. Absolute horror.
What was so terrifying about it?
Well, it was the soldiers and the whole atmosphere, and it was in Garmisch-Partenkirchen, actually. The Winter Olympics were that year. And we had storms and blizzards, really probably the worst they've had for a long time. And the soldiers all over the place. And if you sort of looked cross-eyed at them, they either hit you with a barrel of a gun or, as they did to poor old Freddie Tomlins. You remember Freddie, don't you?
Very well.
Well, they threw him out. I don't know what he said to one of the soldiers, but they threw him out in his skates and his tights and his little badge and his number and everything. Threw him right out into the snow and left him out there for about 2 hours, locking the door of the arena. I must say we did have one very funny thing that happened, because we were going for the march past on the closing day. And needless to say, the English contingent were always doing the wrong thing. And Jackie, Cecilia, me, and the whole lot of us were all trundling up to the thing. And we got there, and there was a train across the whole road. So we looked at it, we could see everybody else the other side. We thought, we've got to get over there. So we got into the train, got out the other side, and came face to face with Hitler. And all the saluting people going like that. It was hysterical. Our knees buckled, and we were ushered out in a great rush.
Did an 11-year-old girl have any feelings of the political situation then?
You couldn't miss it. I mean, when we did shows around Munich and things like that, we were woken up every morning by the boots walking past the window, stormtroopers and all the lot. You couldn't miss it anywhere. And anyway, we were all made to do the Heil Hitler salute before we worked.
Belita found herself in Hollywood by accident. She and her mother were stranded there without money by the outbreak of World War II, so she had to work to survive. It was there that she starred in many films, including Ice Capade, Silver Skates, and Invitation to the Dance.
How many films did you make in Hollywood?
Connie, I honestly can't tell you.
But they were big-budget films, weren't they?
Yes, they were.
Were you actually the natural, easy successor to Sonja Henie?
It's a difficult question. I don't know if I was a successor. We're quite different in style.
But you were at one time quite close rivals for the parts that were to be had in skating movies.
No, she was signed up to 20th Century Fox. They actually offered me a contract for life at as much money as I wanted if I never touched skates again.
Then you were rivals?
That's her opinion, not mine.
Did you make an underwater film?
I made the first underwater film I think that's ever been made, and being a little mad, as I said before, I decided to do it in a tutu, in a full tutu with a Swanner's Queen, little crown thing, and shoes, and everything else. So I went to Jack's of Hollywood and got this tutu made, gold one, and for some unknown reason they decided because it was in the water they'd better wire it. So they wired every layer of the tutu. And I got in the pool and plummeted straight to the bottom. Couldn't get up at all because of all the wires and the weights and everything. They had to fish me out with a pole. So we got me out, you see, and dried me off and gussied up my makeup and all of that sort of thing. Took the wires out, and we started the film. And I'd worked very, very hard to make it look absolutely true classical ballet underwater. No bubbles, no anything. Nothing. Just float gently with everything. So they got the film finished, they looked at it, and I was called and told to go back because it looked as though it was not done underwater. Would I please go back down and do the finish and blow bubbles out? So I had to go down, I was furious, get down on my knees, with a whole mouthful of air and go right into the camera with a whole lot of bubbles. I was most annoyed.
Which of all those films gave you the greatest pleasure to make?
I think I enjoyed Suspense most, because it was the first time that certain camera angles were used, and the cameraman was Carl Struess, who was incredible.
Belita at age 23, and now at 56. 24 years since she was last on the ice, rehearsing at Richmond Ice Rink for her one-woman show.
wish you every success in your show, Belita.
Participating in the 1936 Olympics as a member of the British figure skating team, she went on to become an international star of both stage and screen. Famous as an innovator, tonight she will give her interpretation of Duke Ellington's In My Solitude. Ladies and gentlemen, the legendary Belita.
Now a tribute to the man who